like Warren Buffett said, if you can't find a way to make money when you're sleeping, you'll always have to work for money, period. So we call that bringing heaven to earth. And in closing, last thing, as you're building that residual income, I'll go through this quickly. And if anybody has any questions, we can piggyback on this. But, you bring in those first two, you become a consultant, you get that $120, right? You got 30 days to do that. Then you got another 30 days to help those two people bring in their two, right? You get $100 every time each one of them bring in their two. But if you do it within 60 days from when you started, that's an extra $250, total of $570, like we said. Okay, now you got another, actually an extra 3 months, of 4 months in total, okay, to bring in 4 more people. So you only brought in 2 initially, they brought in their 2, but you bring in 4 more people direct from you, okay? We help them bring in 2 people each, and I say we because we collectively work as a team. You get $100 for each one of them getting to consultant, bringing their 2. You do that within 4 months. That's an extra $750 bonus. That's an extra $1,150. That's about, that's over about $1,800 right there. Now you got 4 months to do it. You could do it in a month. You could do it in 2 months. You could do it in a week. It's still the same amount of money, upfront money, as the residual grows on the back end. But then again, you keep going. You got 6 people that have, you've introduced to Isogenics, but you introduce 4 more people. You got 6 months to do this, actually. And then you help those 4 people bring in their 2 each as well. And again, like in the beginning, you get $100 for each person, that you help to get to consultant, bring their 2. That's $400, right? But you do it within 6 months. That's an extra $1,000. All right, $1,400 in total. Getting to a Crystal Executive within 6 months is a total of $3,120. And guys, you could do this in 5 months, 4 months, 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, 1 week. And this is not bragging at all, because if you've done it, it's not bragging. As a team with about 14 years of experience in this profession, we broke this record in our first day. We got to this position in our first 24 hours. My wife and I committed to call at least 100 people, tell them, listen, we're excited about what we found. We're looking for 10 people that would start with us today, but the requirement to be at the top of what we're going to build long-term, you got to bring at least 2 people with you. Could be your spouse, could be your parent, could be a child. Doesn't matter. And all they got to be is customers. And more than 10 people jumped in with us on our first day. And within 6 months, we had over 1,000 people in our organization. And those first 10 people today are doing very well positioned in our organization. Okay. So there's monthly pools as well for the manager position and the director position and the executive. That's a little bit more advanced compensation, but we can answer that as well if anybody would like to. But again, we took away the $29, and I told this story the other day. This is a no-brainer. It's a 100% money-back guarantee, with a lot to lose, because you can't get the nutrition from the food today. And when I first met Jerry, he passionately talked about having an experience where 5 people that he knew and that he cared for passed away in 7 days. And he went into a depression for about 10 days. And, he committed to do everything possible to try to help people. He went into an extreme regimen to improve his health, but he knew that most people couldn't follow that. And when he saw this, he understood that anybody can follow this. And he knows well that the fork and knife, if that's what you're depending on, is truly, at this point in the game, committing suicide. Because it's a fact that the nutrients are not there that your body requires to not to survive, but to thrive. And if it doesn't get what it needs, it won't do what it could do. And we owe it to ourselves. You owe it to yourself. And I heard this story, and I'll end it with this. And maybe if Guillermo's on, he'll be able to share his testimony. But I was just, thinking about business. I'm an entrepreneur, and I heard the story about Google. Everybody knows about Google, and obviously you know about it now. But before, everybody didn't know about them. Before, they were really small. They were just a tiny search engine, and it was only on a college campus. Sorry, remember I didn't go to high school. On a college campus, and it was working as a search engine. Okay, and they went to Yahoo, who was the big internet provider in the time, and they did a big presentation just like this, what we did for you guys. And they said, we can see it. We're going to impact the world, and we're going to bring this value, and we're going to bring that value. And we know it's going to work because it's working, but we want to do it on a bigger scale. And they offered to sell it to Yahoo at $50 million before it became a household name. $50 million. And you know what Yahoo said to Google at the time? They said, no, thank you. We're not interested. So what I would tell you today, especially if you're hearing this information for the first time, whatever you do, don't be a Yahoo. Order your Forever Pack today. We have a 30-day money back, 100%, no question asked, money back guarantee. Within 29 days, if you're not happy with the results, you get 100% of your money back. Nothing to lose. Okay. With that, I wanted to see if possibly Guillermo was on the line and we can maybe get a quick testimony from him. Guillermo, are you there and you can unmute yourself? Is he there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, he's there. There you go, bro. I wasn't sure if you were here. You ain't gotta have an
No, man. What do you mean? What do you mean you wasn't sure I was here?
I'm not sure, bro. You got a life now. You on the move.
Hey, if Jerry Fast Feet has a presentation, Guillermo's here. I'm just saying.
Front and center. Well, we'll turn it over to you, sir.
Hey, guys, thank you for that, man. My name is Guillermo Padilla. I live in Tacoma, Washington, but I'm originally I'm a New York boy. I lived in New York until the age of 13, and then my parents shocked me and moved me to Puerto Rico at the age of 13, where I learned how to deal with pigs, horses, cows, ducks, chickens, rabbits, and all kinds of stuff. But that was a great experience. But now I live out here in Tacoma, Washington, and I love it. I would say I'm gonna go back about a year ago, a little bit more than a year ago. Mr. Morris and myself was involved in the company, and it was supposed to have been a great company and all that stuff. And I needed to lose some serious weight, and we got to working, and I was taking the products. I was the product of the product. A couple months went by, and I was in a really bad place. I was almost 400 pounds. I thought that was the company that was going to help me out. I was actually gaining weight with their products, and I loved Mr. Morris and Ms. Digna. I respected her a lot. And I started scratching my head. I had back pains. I was hurting bad. I was a little depressed, and I really didn't know how to tell them that I was about to quit, because I loved them quite a bit. And I said, man, I don't know how to tell them it's not working. And I was really frustrated. My daughters were on my case because they said that my ankles were all swollen and everything. I said, no, my ankles ain't swollen. I'm just fat. They go, no, your ankles are swollen. And I got to the place where I just said, you know what? I love my Puerto Rican food. Everybody's got to die of something. So I'm going to keep eating my Puerto Rican food, and it is what it is. That's where I was at. I play congas, as you can see back here. And every time I went to a gig, I would just carry them things to my car to the club and sweating like crazy. And I would always tell people, no, it's just hot in here. No, it was me. My heart was probably trying to jump out my chest, and I was in real, real bad shape. I was hurting really, really bad. The day that I was going to call Mr. Morris to tell him that I was quitting that company, he calls me and he says, hey, I got to talk to you. I said, I'm glad you called me because I got to talk to you too. He says, me first. He says, I found a product. I'm not trying to talk you into going to another company, but I love you enough to tell you that this product right here won the Nobel Prize, which was the isogenesis, won the Nobel Prize. And I really think that you need to take a look at this. I said, it's funny that you say that, man. I was about to call you to tell you that these products that we were doing from this company wasn't working, and I was about to quit. And when I said that, he said, well, let me tell you what's going on. And I was hurting really bad. And he got me on with Dave, and I saw a presentation like this. And I said, I'm ready to go. I wanted to buy every single product that they had because I was at a point in my life where I was just giving up and my health was very, very bad. And they said, no, just do the forever pack. Just do one shake a month. I wanted to do a day. I want to do 5. I want to do 6. I was desperate. He said, no, just do one. And I did that. I replaced my breakfast. That was it. I kind of changed a little bit of my food, but not that much. And I didn't exercise because I didn't want the exercise to be the reason why I lost weight. I wanted to make sure. And as I was doing that, my first month, a surprise to me, I lost 24 pounds. And I was ecstatic. I lost 24 pounds. I'm going like, oh my God. And I had lost weight before a long time ago with another company, but I was weak. I was tired. I was really weak. I was drained because I was starving myself. The second month, I lost 23 pounds. And then it just kept going. And what's interesting during this whole entire journey, at one point I plateaued and I told Dave, hey man, I'm plateaued. He said, oh, I know what's going on. You're not eating enough. So here's me thinking that I'm supposed to be losing this weight, and he tells me to eat more. He says, the more you eat, because the amount of minerals that you got in your body, you're not feeding yourself enough for your body to burn it as fat and use it as fat. So your body's going into protection mode. Just don't depend on the shakes. He says, eat more and watch. And I did that. I ate a little bit more, and man, my body went, and right now I'm to the point where I've lost 92 pounds and I am ecstatic. But let me tell you more than that. My wife has done every single company that I've been involved. She's taken every single product and not lost a pound. And my wife is 46 pounds down. And I am so excited, man. Listen, I feel like I'm cheating on my wife because I think I got another woman in my bed. I'm just saying, she doesn't seem to be the same person. To me, she's a totally different person. But on the honest side, man, I can tell you that what Willie and Digna has done for me and my family is they've not only changed my life, they changed my daughter's life. I had a grandson that had a major immune deficiency, and he was in the hospital a couple of months ago. Willie knows about this. He was in critical condition where his blood got completely poisoned. He had an appendix that bursted inside of him. He was doing really bad. He was always in pain, wake up every morning with a stomach ache. He came to one of my presentations and he goes, I need that. And so I bought him, I got him he said for his birthday, he wanted a forever pack. He's a 16-year-old and he started taking the products. After 4 days, he told his mom, my stomach don't hurt. You have to understand something. This is a 16-year-old boy that for 10 years, he wakes up with stomach ache for 10 years. And here it is now because Willie called me, somebody like me that was hurting. And when you think the blessing is for you, it's not for you. Not only was I blessed, my wife was blessed, but more importantly to me, my grandson is diligent and taking his products, and he hides it so nobody takes it. He hides it in his room. He hides the isogenesis and he hides his shake because he's afraid that my daughter's going to drink them. And let me tell you something, man. I will tell you just like this, and Jerry don't like when I say this, but Jerry knows a Guillermo out there within you. One of you guys might be a Guillermo like me that was suffering from being obese. You might have a grandson or a grandchild that needs these products. Somebody might have a Guillermo in their family. Somebody might have a Guillermo that they don't even know that's on their team. But because Jerry reached out to you, you might reach out to a person that this will change their life. So I can tell you, I don't care what nobody says, Willie Morris and Digna Morris saved my life. No, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Guillermo. Appreciate you, brother. Really awesome. And Digna always says, if anything, if the final result would have just been, help and impact your life, it would have been well worth it, but it's been a lot more than that. And we're really grateful. So I think Mr. Jerry Fontanez might have a brief testimony as well, but I'll turn it back over to you, Jerry. Thank you.
Hey, I love it. I appreciate that, Guillermo. And I'm going to have a surprise because the truth of the matter is that this morning, this little kid opened up the door and started trouble. Normally that kid is quiet in the morning time. You know, when she wakes up, she doesn't have any energy until she has some coffee. It takes about an hour for her to get ready and moving and shaking. But here's my mom. Mom, what happened?
Got up this morning and I don't know, I felt different. I was different. I got up, I wasn't dragging, and I just wanted to run a marathon. That's what I felt. I was like, I want to do something. I was so happy.
Her birthday is next week. She's gonna be
71.
She's gonna be 71 next week. And again, she's vibrant, but it takes a while. You know, it's like you gotta crank her up, you know. After about 1 o'clock, maybe she's good. She gets up about 8:30. So that's how long it takes her. You know, she has the routine. She has her routine, she has to walk the dog at 10. But today I was like, you know what? That kid did someone give him candy? What the heck's going on, this kid? And she's been bouncing up the wall all day. And the truth of the matter is that really, really makes me feel good because my mother's always believed in me, and we've had all types of things throughout the years. And like I said, one of her favorite things that she asked me just the other day, and I'm like, I don't know what happened to that, was Zango. And Zango is a product that we actually acquired from another company, so she's looking forward to that. But besides that, you know, she's also very, very finicky when it comes to taste. So if something don't taste good, she's not gonna have it. You know, so she gave the thumbs up to the product. In my case, I can honestly say that while laying down here, I'm in my own room. 5 of my friends died. And on the third day, the only reason I got up because my mother opened up the door. Like, does he have the virus? I think she's thinking, does he have the?
Yes, I got scared. He was in bed for 3 days.
On the third day, I was there solid 2 days. On the third day, I got up. The restoration happened on the third day, right? Isn't that crazy? Yeah, when she said that, I said, you know, I better get up because I don't want her to, you know, be afraid. And my mother has asthma. So I'm like, you know, if we're going to address that issue, then maybe we can. She is the original Fast Feet. She nicknamed me Phyllis Fast Feet. And tomorrow we call her doing some salsa because she used to be dancing. Who was the guy you danced with when you was young?
Eddie Torres.
Eddie Torres, the Mambo King himself. So she was from Spanish Harlem. Then we moved up to the Bronx. So in my case, I do these lay down kicks that I promised tomorrow I'm gonna actually do them. Yesterday, I actually did a video where I was showing Rashid and a bunch of other people how I do my horse dance and stretching routine while laying in bed. And I went from 50. I did 60 the week before I met you guys, and I was sore for an extra 2 days because that's 60 times, that's another 10 times 5 kicks on both sides, and it hurt. However, the following week after I tried the product, it messed me up because I threw my count was off. I got to 60. I'm like, wait, I was supposed to do 50. And I said, well, let me see how much I can go. And you can feel it. That's, you know, when you do more reps, you feel the more reps. But I wasn't feeling it. So I stopped at 75. I got afraid because I wanted to be able to walk the next few days. The next morning, which was crazy, I went to work out again because normally you don't work out the next day because you feel it. You know, you feel that you're sore, so you know it's not a day to work out. And I said, wait a second. I worked out yesterday. Wow. And that was that Sunday, 2 weeks ago, when I gave that testimonial. Then the following Monday, which was one day after, I said, let me see if I could push the envelope and get to 100 like I used to do in the 90s. And I got to 100. I like, no way. Now, then tomorrow morning, like yesterday, will be another 100. I do it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Not only doing the 100, but not being sore at all. So the bottom line is that we have some testimonials already. My girlfriend, Lude, who's a shy girl right now, but she was on a little while ago, talks about how she was able to sleep. And the thing that happens with us that's been consistent, Lude's sister also says the same thing. You wake up and you're ready to go. Yeah. And that's a world of a difference. Yeah, that's Lude there with she said the Cuban hair. I'm going to unmute her real quick.
Cuban hair.
Yeah, that's what she said. She's Cuban it. But I just want to unmute her because she can say it a lot better than me. Plus, she has that voice. This is La Voz, but not Hector. No, Lude. I'm trying to unmute her. She's muting her back. I think she's blocking it. Let's try this one more time. Mute myself.
She's saying no.
Oh, you don't want to talk? Is that what you're saying?
She wants to talk.
Oh, there it is. Wait, unmute.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
After about, I would say 3 to 4 days, I had the same experience as Gloria. I mean, first, you know that I hardly ever sleep through the night without waking up. But I slept straight through, and I got up like ready to go, just like full of energy. Not that thing of like, oh, you want to hit the snooze button or you want to stay in bed for a little while longer, just ready to go. And it's a great feeling. And I sleep better than ever. So, definitely that alone is huge.
Well, can you just mention one more thing if you don't mind? We saw in the testimony, but you mentioned something that I couldn't relate to. You said something about 10:30 in the morning at
Ooh.
work.
I've been drinking the shake at 7:30 in the morning on my way to the office. And normally around 10, I'm hungry and I want to eat something. And I started to realize that I wasn't hungry, and I actually don't get hungry till about 1 in the afternoon, which is huge. It'll help me cut down calories and hopefully lose some weight. But the only thing that I can assimilate that to is that yes, you are getting the necessary nutrients, so you're not, like the presentation says, I'm not craving the things that I normally crave, which are sweets and breads and all that kind of stuff. I'm not craving it. So far so good.
All right, so thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Guys, listen, if you heard more than enough. Now, just so you know, this recording here will be edited. So those of you who are part of the team, which I believe most of you guys are, not only you, and I'll do it in 2 parts, but the testimony I think is very important. So I'm glad you did that. Now, I'm going to say just one more thing. This is the finances. I have these 4 children, aged 17 to 11. That means mathematically, I figure between 10 to 12 years, these kids will be in college. My 17-year-old graduated today from high school. And I'm like, wait a second. That means I may have, if she goes beyond what would be 4 years, she's studying to be a chemical engineer. I don't know how long that's going to take, right? It might take 6 years. If it takes 6 years, I'll have 3 of them in college because I got them 2 years apart. Simple math. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm making this be my main business to take care of my children. Now, in addition to that, just so you know, I got this thing that came in today, and I'm going to show you what it is. And no, it's not a check, but it is from this company, and they sent me, bam! That's my Isogenics card that I already know what's in there, and what's in there is called the profit margin, because I know what I invested. See, my brain works as an entrepreneur. How much do I have to invest? How fast can I get my money back so I can play with their money? And what do I have to do? That's a simple way, the way my brain works. I can't help it. Now, the best part of it all is this. I became what's considered a crystal manager. But because of that, I was able to make this young lady here into a consultant who's not here right now, is a consultant 3. And because of that, I'm psyched. So I publicly challenged Dr. Jonathan, because I'm going to make him, even though he's the one that got into the business, we're competitors. I'm going to take him out, baby. Got to take him out. Got to take him out, meaning I'm going to get more people in the business than him. However, we're going to learn how to leverage the compensation plan. So we know how not to lose any dough, because there's people who already know before we go. Oh, anyway. So, no, honestly, guys, this team is phenomenal, and I'm getting ready to go sleep. And I know that tonight I won't be snoring.
Hey, before you go, can I say one thing, please?
Absolutely.
It's in my heart, man. I want to talk to your mom. Ma'am,
Yes.
I am so excited for you. And I get a little emotional. I know Willie knows what I'm talking about. But my mom never was able to take these products because she died before I got to Isogenics. And I am so happy for you. Don't ever stop taking these products.
I know.
I didn't get the chance
Thank you.
to introduce these products to my mom, and I am so happy that your son is able to share this to you. So today he made me cry when he talked about you. So he paid me back. But God bless you. God bless you. And you got another son way over here in Tacoma, Washington.
The more the merrier.
All right. I just wanted to say that.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that. Man, And this is what it's all about, guys. You guys know teamwork makes the dream work for real.
Together, everyone achieves more.
Yeah, so my mother, as you can see, she's also been an incredible inspiration to me, unbeknownst to her sometimes. Like she looks at me, she says, when she watches that video, you don't know you was doing that? Like, Mom, I was doing it. I don't know what the heck I was doing. I just knew I had to win, so you wouldn't whip my butt if I lost the fight. So that's all I thought about. And the other day she was doing some dancing, and I'm like, man, her feet are just so, and she's like, why? I'm not doing nothing. I'm saying, you don't know what you're doing. So it's that whole thing with that energy and that enthusiasm, that passion, people of similar mind, and also people who are completely out of character. Because for whatever it's worth, Lourdes Perez does not ever get on camera or give testimonials. That's not, and see, my buddy Joshua up there, this is a gentleman who's one of my most loyal students. You see him in the Fontaines Karate shirt back there, Fontaine Martial Arts. He literally got his package today, and I told him, listen, just make the shake. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down if it tastes good. Thumbs up, and try these 2 pills. Now, this guy's a person who I love, who also, rest in peace, his mother just passed away. So all of us, including I know Willie, and my mother just said, what did you say?
Together, everyone achieves more.
No, that is mommy.
Oh, if my mother would have been, if I would have known about this, my mother probably would have been alive.
And that's the belief that all of us have, but there's other people's mothers who are alive and want to keep them alive. So don't keep this thing a secret, guys. Do not keep it a secret. But at the same time, I asked the question to Willie based on my financial commitment that I imagine being able to have no excuses, get rid of excuses because of not just health, but wealth. I can't run up there because of health. I can't go to that vacation because of wealth. No, we have both those things here. And when you need the support team, you have it here. And because of the cyber world, it doesn't stop you. I have literally figured out, my numbers were wrong, that my first 2 weeks is going to add up to 4 figures. Because you can actually sell retail, guys. I didn't even know that because it doesn't pop up in your genealogy, but you get the dough and they get a smaller cut than you do when it comes to the difference between wholesale and retail. And I was like, whoa, that's part of it too. And then with the bonuses, and I'm like, I asked Willie, how can I and what do I have to do to get to 6 figures within 6 months? And he showed me a little bit of it, and I was like, whoa. Now, when I say I have a total of 11 people, it's people who presently are customers that are going through the transitional stage that say, if it works for me, I'll let people know. Now, Joshua over here literally said to me, well, I'll if it works for me, I'll tell my friends. So him being even a referrer helps us too, because he has a situation where if he makes too much money, he probably lose some benefits. So that's another note. But when it comes down to it, there's more than enough income here in a positive way with good people for you to really take care of generations to come. Because these children are in a situation that we never had to deal with. And what was that? And is that has been estimated that they are not going to live as long as our children, in other words, our grandkids, on a horrible, horrible situation. And we know it's because the shortening of the telomeres. Little winded, guys, but this would be considered what would be the training or the sharing. And I really appreciate you guys. And I am looking forward to being in the same physical room with all you guys, and doing and having a freaking party, because I know that we're gonna have a ball. Tomorrow we're gonna be sharing some additional stuff, guys. And I will say one other thing that really is pretty insane to me. I'm not sleeping as much. I was sleeping 7 and 8 hours. I'm sleeping now between 6, 5, and one day I did 4. But I'm not dragging. And when I go back to bed to try to sleep again, to try to squeeze out another few minutes, I don't want to,
get up that early.
When you go through the day and you go to that roller coaster ride down, to me, it was Dunkin' Donuts. Anyone who knew me, they knew me. I was having Dunkin' Donuts for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I couldn't function. Joshua can attest that right before I taught a class a few months ago, I'm like, I need my Dunkin' Donuts. And he was laughing at me like he's laughing with me now. And it wasn't just a coffee. It was a large one with pumpkin spice during October. And that's when I wasn't going over to Starbucks. So I could absolutely relate to those of you who were addicted to being in that place Starbucks where it has good Wi-Fi, so I was able to do that. Anyhow, guys, I'm talking about, we got people here that have honor and respect. That's what we have here. So if you look above, we consider these the gatekeepers. Somebody has to be the gatekeeper to your family, man. You can't let the devil into your home. So someone has to stop that. At the same time, you can't let excusitis come into your home. So when I say gatekeepers, it's about making sure that we are able to stop the nonsense at the door and don't let it get into our head or anywhere else. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. God bless. AB.
See ya.
Soon. Thank you. We out of here.
Oh. How you doing, bro?
Oh man, don't start this. Don't start this. You don't know. Oh man. Thank you, man.
All right.
That's the official sound off. God bless.
God bless you too. Good night, everybody.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night.
All right.
Stop the recording.
Take it easy.
You two guys. Hey, Rashid.
All right, man. You know, when he was talking about his mom, I can sort of attest to that because as I was talking to Jerry, she came in the door, man, and she came in and she was like ricochet rapping all over the place. Pew, pew, pew. I'm like, well, what the hell did she have for breakfast?
So awesome. Yeah, so awesome.
Yeah, that's real. So I'm looking forward to getting my pack soon. I haven't got I keep checking my account, but it hasn't gotten in there yet. But
Okay.
either way you look at it, I still get my pension.
Right.
So I'm going
One way or the other. Yep.
Yeah. All right, man.
Cool. All right, Rashid.
Later.
Have a good night. Good night, everybody.